and thank you for joining me here today for this question and answer session with my wife. She is the head, sat here. This is the back of her head. I can see the front of it. That's a hand. A hand, you lucky devils, you. Now, today we're going to go through questions basically in the order that I received them on email and through YouTube. So I've done nothing to filter them. I'm not going to do anything to kind of change the wording or anything in relation to them. And to be fair, my wife hasn't actually seen these questions or heard them before. So really these are all new to her. And we'll just kind of get her, I guess, unedited, uncensored opinions. I'm just eating a creme catalana. We both are. So if it's a bit crunchy coming from here, then you'll know what that is.
Yep.
So, delicious. We'll start with the first question. This is from Beth Taylor. And Beth Taylor asks, do you enjoy going out with me as Juliette? Going out and about with me as Juliette.
Which we have done only twice. And they were fun.
Anything in particular you enjoyed?
The chips at Pink Panther.
Just be clear. That was Pink Panthers, not Pink Panther. So yeah, the chips in the restaurant at Pink Panthers at B&O were a special treat for you then.
Yes.
Nice.
No, it was nice going out. I wouldn't mind trying to go out to see, for example, another theatre with you or another night out, as long as we can arrange a babysitter.
Yeah. So we went to see Kinky Boots.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Mm.
It was good fun.
Ricky Gervais was out, by the way, last night in Oxford.
What, out and about?
Yep, sorry, it's not related to the question.
Okay, so Ricky was out.
No, I mean, his show, talk show.
Okay. I didn't, that time we went out, I had a problem because I didn't find that my walking in heels in London was particularly good. Because of those heels.
I always feel so little when you are wearing heels anyway.
Well, little when I'm not wearing heels.
Yes. So heels don't help.
But yeah, I was about, 6'4" that day? 5-inch heels?
I don't understand from that measurement.
I was 190 centimetres.
Okay.
192. Okay. So, I haven't done it very much, but okay. So here's one from Scarlett Trixybelle. What would be the one thing that you would like to change about Juliette? Only one thing.
Ooh.
The one thing.
Right. That is tough. Just one thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you can look less pretty.
So you want me to, does that mean, following up, you'd prefer if I dressed down or made less effort? Tried to look more natural?
No. Look less younger. No, hang on. Does that?
Less young.
Less, yeah. So don't look so young. Less pretty. Less fit. It's annoying.
Well, I have to work quite hard to not be a big fat chubster, which is my natural state of being. Okay, so that's an interesting one. So to look less attractive. Well, that answers another question that will be coming up in a minute, but I'll ask it again because it serves to please my ego.
Of course.
So Savannah Ariel asks, I'm wondering if your wife's style and your style is the same, or do you tend to dress more risque than she does? So do I dress more sexy and over the top than you do?
Yeah, so I always tell you that I feel like I want to react as if you are my 16-year-old girl who's going out clubbing.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're suggesting that I dress a little bit too provocatively.
Yep.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't really deny that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a fair comment. But for me, it's because I dress down all the time as a guy,
Yeah.
which I know has its own problems for you.
Dress up as a man a little bit more and tune down.
Yes,
Juliette.
okay. So dress less sexy as Juliette and more sexy as...
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
It's a terrible secret. Who could ever know such a thing? So yeah, no, it's not. I do dress much more risque. I think that's fairly obvious. There's more questions like that, so we'll get some of those. Okay, here we go. Jocelyn Russell asks, what is the difference between what you expected, perhaps when you knew about me, but you hadn't really seen much of me? So what did you expect, and what's the sort of reality of having spent time around Juliette? What's different between what you expected and what you got?
I couldn't imagine anyway. I just found your photos, so I saw the photos. So I didn't have any chance to imagine how you would look.
True, yeah.
So my answer would be, I didn't have any chance to imagine how you would look because I found the photos.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So obviously in our situation, you found out about Juliette rather than me proactively telling you.
Exactly.
And so it's not like we had that thing of me talking about it, you imagining stuff, and then me finally showing you a picture or appearing before you dressed.
Turning up.
Essentially, it came out that way anyway. So I can't remember. It wasn't that long ago that I dressed. So it's not like my makeup or anything else is substantially different today than it was back then, I don't think. It's not like I don't consider myself to be more convincing or less convincing than I was back then. But maybe that's just because of how I think about it.
No, I think your makeup skills have been improved. But to be honest, this was 6 years ago?
Yeah.
I found out.
5, 6
So
years.
I honestly cannot remember the details of how you looked back then because you showed me a lot of your recent photos.
True. Okay. So you didn't get a chance. There we go. That's the answer to that question. So this is from... Okay, so I'll do this one in this voice. So this one's from Randi. And Randi wants to know, when you're with your family as Juliette, do you use your guy voice or do you speak as Juliette? Now, Randi, the easiest way to answer that is that you can't see my wife's face right now. But if you could see it, you'd know what she thinks about this voice and about the way I'm talking right now. And I know I like doing this, so I'll do it very quickly. The voice they're used to hearing me talking is this one. So I would normally talk like this in this kind of situation if we weren't recording.
That's why earlier I had a surprise when I walked in the kitchen because you've been talking whilst I was outside with your normal voice, and I walked in and saw you completely dressed. What? Okay.
Yeah. So if I'm, for example, I'll go back up into the normal one now. So if today was in the kitchen, and you came back, and so I shouted to you in my normal guy voice, something or other about whatever.
Let's clear it out. Not shouted like telling me off shouting.
No, but yeah, shouted as in I called out to you from the kitchen.
Thank you.
But in a guy voice, so you had no way of knowing it was Juliette. So I think that's the key thing, is that if I'm doing, my voice here for the purposes of this video, but if I were being, as today, if you weren't in the same room as me, I was dressed and I was talking to you, you wouldn't know I was dressed.
Yes, correct.
Because it would be down here.
Exactly.
And it would never be up here because I don't do that voice. So here's a question. This is basically kind of the same question from two different people. Some of these will be repeated, but Alexis DeVille and Lister's Mate 2 wanted to know. So I think it was Alexis who wanted to know, I'd like to ask if you have any concerns about my sexuality concerning men. So about whether I'm gay or whether I'm attracted to men or men attracted to me. Any concerns about that? And then from Lister's Mate, I was always wondered how your wife felt about guys, genetic males, finding me attractive. So what do you think about it if guys see me as being someone that's attractive? Does that bother you? For example, if men, if I'm doing YouTube videos and men are there watching it to see me as someone they're attracted to?
Yes, highly annoying. That would be my reaction. I don't generally agree anyway with YouTube channel situation. Not only for you, generally I don't agree with that. When people create a channel to an audience, I don't get that culture.
Yeah,
But yes, a man finding you attractive either live when you are out or through a channel, no, I don't like it. I don't agree with it, and it doesn't make me feel happy.
Let me ask you a question. Is that because it might be a leading question, but is it because it's the idea of men being attracted to, let's say, a trans person? In general, you don't understand how that would be?
No, it's because you are my husband.
Okay, fair enough. I was leading you there, so that
Oh,
was
no.
the or
Oh, I
part of
see.
that
I
question.
understand what you mean. No,
Either that, or is it just okay?
no,
fine.
it's because it's you. It doesn't bother me what other people does.
Let me ask you this in a leading way then. Do you think it's exactly the same as how you would feel if, and obviously we know that this is true, as an incredibly handsome man, when women throw themselves at me all the time, is it exactly the same feeling? Is it different to how you'd feel if you thought that there were?
Oh, yes, it will be
women
different.
being-
Yes, it is not the same. But I will feel the same way if there are women watching you as you are at the moment and finding you attractive. That would be disturbing. Is disturbing the right way of saying it? I'm trying to find a better word for rather than annoying. Disturbing might sound
Yeah, it could do. Irritating.
irritating. Yes,
Okay.
that would be the right word to say.
Okay, so is it more
Because it is that will be completely out of my league if there was a woman who was interested in you as a man, then I will take her like a not proper but equal competitor.
I see. Yeah, fair enough.
Otherwise, if they are interested in you as a Juliette, I am completely out of the picture. I feel
Because you don't share that same attraction, so
no,
Yeah.
yes, it will be completely out of my league. I wouldn't know how to cope with it.
Okay. So in part, because what I wanted to ask you about was, part of it seems to be okay, so it's because it's only ever Juliette who's online, so it's not necessarily because
No, in
it's
real
happening
life
on
as well.
YouTube.
I
But
wouldn't
what I
like
mean
it.
is, I'm never on YouTube as anything other than Juliette. So anyone that's watching on Juliette, if they're attracted to what they see there,
Yes.
it's because they're attracted to this
Yes.
trans side of me, for want of a better term. Okay, fair enough. Okay. And do you think that? Do you think it's like a threat because maybe there's a concern that it's someone who would like more of me than you do? Because this doesn't mean much to you. It doesn't. I know that this, as a look, doesn't. You don't find it attractive.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it that you think someone else finding this attractive
Mm.
might be a, let's say, a new and tempting thing for me
Mm.
because I don't get that?
Yeah,
Definitely.
I shared that on several occasions when we were having a conversation. I don't, and I am sure there are people who would be better fit for you just because they would appreciate both sides of you.
You
And
have to bear in mind that I don't want to be flippant. I am a very irritating a-hole,
oh yes, you are.
and I struggle to understand what level of person. I think to put up with me, you have to be quite
Patient.
patient, yet intolerant, because
Mhm.
there's a whole side of me that people won't necessarily know and shouldn't know. But there's more to me than just this. So I think that's an interesting point. Is that I've always told you, just to sort of give you my response back.
Mm.
I've always said that I don't need that side of my sort of life, as it were. So yes, it would be nice if the if our two Venn diagrams completely overlapped, everything you liked was the same as everything I liked. But then that's never
And
going to
that's
be
a
the
bit
case.
impossible.
And
No, but our one is a bit thin line, isn't it?
yeah, because there are whole aspects of my personality which, and yet, however, we can sit and have this conversation,
Mm.
and I value that. So
Oh, thank
as
you.
much as it's interesting to think about what is. So we had this conversation about what is the other day. That whole thing of, would you go back 25
Ah,
years
yes.
or would you go forward 5 years and have 20
Mm.
million? I'd never go back, because if I had a chance to redo parts of my life, there's a very good chance I wouldn't end up here, and I'd want to end up here. So for all of those flaws and bits and pieces and other stuff, I'd still want to end back up here because of the value I place on what we have. So it's not like no regrets type thing. I'm not getting that tattooed on me or anything, but it's similar to that kind of thing.
Okay.
Anyway, that was a good one. So this will be a quick one, Michael. Michael Doyle asked, does your wife prefer your male or female persona? Do you even think I have a male and female persona?
Oh, yes, because I don't know how many years ago you insisted on let's watch TV whilst you were dressed up as Juliette.
Yeah.
And you allow me to sit next to you and cuddle me, which happens maybe 3% on our normal life.
Yeah.
For the record, I am not allowed to sit next to my husband.
Well, that isn't necessarily 100%
Yeah,
true.
we have two separate couches. Come on.
Yeah, we have a couch here and we have a couch over
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
I like my space.
yeah.
I've always liked my space.
So Juliette is okay with that, but yeah, it's that is the. I wonder whether you are less sarcastic when you are Juliette.
I think so.
Ah, yes. No, that's not going to be a short answer, Michael. Because your obsession with taking photos when you are dressed up. out and about and constantly denying that pleasure to me when we are out as a family or as a couple.
Yeah, it's quite true. Can you see that? My wife just made an obscene gesture towards me. So yeah, that's true. I like I said, I think I'm much more easygoing as Juliette. I think I'm, you know, I look again. I'm not going to go into some pop psychology about how I think this is different for me, but the way I think about it is that this is a side of me that gets closed off normally, and I mask it with sarcasm and being, irritating and being silly and not talking sensibly about things. I kind of mask all of that
Jeez.
stuff. Yeah.
Sorry for people who doesn't know. Generally, you used to answer whatever I ask you as cheese.
Yeah, I went through a phase of answering
I'm glad you
every
stopped
serious
that.
question with the word cheese. That was a long time ago. But yeah, so look, this obviously isn't great for my reputation online. But yeah, I feel like being Juliette is more a rounded version of me as I actually am. Yeah, I feel like I'm more relaxed. I'm more me when I am, or let's say I'm more. It seems weird to say, but like in touch with emotions. I'm more genuine when I'm me. I spent a whole youth covering up, hiding bits of my personality when I was younger, and I feel like I hid that for over 30 years, and it's hard to get out of that habit. And you know that when we were first married, for example, those early days, this was kind of all hidden away and packed away. We look back on our photos recently. You saw how fat I was, how fat and miserable I'd gotten,
Yes.
and really let myself go. I hated photos. I hated, as you mentioned, those photo taking, all that kind of stuff. I didn't want the camera on me. It didn't feel. Now, I'm better now with photos. You'd have to. I know it's a bit difficult to go back to. I'm better now with photos than I was. But yeah, when it comes to I like my space. I always have done, and I know it's not normal for you. You prefer to be much closer.
Yes.
I always struggle with that.
Correct. Well,
There
I
you
hope
go.
that answers.
As predicted, a very quick and simple question. So do a couple more. Yes, here's a good one. This is from Miranda Moore and Jenny CD007. Does your wife get jealous of your amazing good looks? Does your wife ever get jealous because you're so pretty? 2 questions.
I feel envious when you look, even though you are a few years older than me, you look annoyingly younger when you put the makeup on. You are fitter than me. I love some of your wigs.
Yeah, that is an advantage. This one's a favourite.
But yes, in a jokey way, I tell you, you're so annoying. But yes, you look absolutely gorgeous. But I find it difficult to admire. I get so annoyed.
Okay. Well, that's nice, I suppose. Thank you for that. So here's another one. This is from several here from Barbara Ann Neal. So probably some of these must go. Oh yeah, here's some good ones. Did you know about the cross dressing before our marriage?
No. Oh, is it in general in life? Did I know anything about people cross-dressing or
No,
you?
about me cross dressing.
No, I didn't.
You saw that photo.
Yes, but are you talking about the day or two before we
Yeah.
got married? But I thought it was just like a one or two occasions you put women clothes on. So I didn't know it was something
Well, that was the lie
full on getting
I told you
dressed.
at the time.
There we go. So my answer stands, no.
True. So when did you find out? When would you say you knew or you found out or it all came
I
out?
think it was 6 years ago, wasn't it? That's how I remember. I think it was 6 years ago.
Yeah, we weren't here. We were in our old place.
No, it would be 7. I don't remember to this extent knowing before that.
You don't
With my
remember
great
me-
memory.
You don't remember me sitting. You don't remember knowing that I had a few pairs of shoes, and on one occasion you came downstairs and I was wearing high heels whilst watching TV and you'd gone to bed.
Oh, I don't remember. That is interesting, but now thinking about it, did I find out a little bit more when we were at our first place?
Yes, because you
I
found
think,
my search history on the
right.
computer, if you recall. So you found
No, I don't recall. That's the thing. My major turn point was 6 years ago. I don't remember prior to that very much.
That's when that I guess is when after 5 years I realized it couldn't be like it wasn't something you could keep suppressed to the point where it would be a reasonable situation. So as I look back on the time, you knew about various different things because I had a couple of pairs of shoes, but you didn't like it and we didn't talk about it very much. And I kept things very, very much. I hardly ever dressed back then. And I'd work from home and I'd wear high heels under my desk. And you'd occasionally come home and I'd have high heels tucked under that little desk in the converted garage. That little corner desk.
Yeah, I understand. But
And I had a couple of pairs of shoes up there.
you are talking about new mum brain time.
Yeah, true. Okay. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, we had other things to focus on, I guess,
Yes.
at the time. But you knew back then, or I think you didn't know because
Not to this.
about it escalating.
Yeah, not to this level. No,
'Cause we went through
it
that
was
period
6 years ago.
You feeling like there's always something else going to happen because I kind of wanted to get here, or maybe a bit more than here, in terms of like going out more often, etc. But you had to go through that phase of I owned a couple of pairs of shoes, I owned some underwear, I owned a skirt, a top, to then more skirts, tops, clothes, outfits, makeup. All of that has grown. It didn't suddenly happen overnight. It came over time. And that's where it was very difficult for you because you didn't understand when it would ever stop. It's my recollection anyway.
No, my recollection is not knowing and finding out in one go that you had accounts, you had social media accounts created under your name with full-on makeup, and yeah, that's why I remember 6 years ago. That was my
That's when we.
bit.
That was when, after dribs and drabs and bits and pieces, and I say I decided, but let's say I got up the courage to say, or to think to myself, this is all. I know the reality of what I'm doing. You don't know the reality. Just got to pull the plaster off. One rip, get it all over with, so you know about everything, because little bits of details were coming out over time.
Yeah, but you didn't come to me and reveal the whole reality. I happened to find out.
No, but even then you didn't know, because we had to sit down and talk about the fact that I'd been out, because you didn't know that.
No, your account was there and there were messages about, are you out this weekend, or that sort of stuff. I found out myself.
I don't remember that at all.
There we go. So it's stuff you remember, stuff I remember. So you didn't wait a few years, dribble, this and that, and then sit down and say, look, this is what I'm doing now. I am here at this level. That was.
How did it start then? Because I don't even.
That was the major crisis.
Because what account did you find, and where did you find it? Because I don't remember that.
I think when I have a feeling, I might be wrong, but when I was tidying up, maybe you wash things, iron things, whatever, or when I was cleaning, well, it should be when I was tidying up, putting like newly washed socks and stuff in your cupboard. When I opened the cupboard, there was a phone.
Yeah,
hidden underneath your stuff. And then I thought, what on earth is this? And I received a text from whatever the supplier phone company was, saying your phone has been delivered or something like that. And I asked you, what on earth does that mean? Have you ordered a phone for me? And you what do you say? You
panicked.
No. You completely try to oversee the question. I said, no, they clearly made a mistake. No, I haven't ordered. And then I don't know how many days or weeks later, I happened to find your phone when I was putting stuff in your drawer.
That was it, yeah. No, I remember that now.
And then I am sure I turned it on and it didn't have a PIN code, because I wouldn't know what your PIN code was. And then I saw all the profile information.
Yeah, in the phone.
Yeah.
I'd completely forgotten that. I knew I got, because I remember getting caught. Because I've said in previous videos, I didn't come clean to. I always say it's got to be the best way to do things is come clean. And I remember that I was caught. I just didn't remember any of those details. But I remember that now. Yeah, I remember you asking about that phone, because I organised a phone, because I only had one phone, which was my work phone. You'd always had a phone because you needed a private one, or you needed a mobile phone.
Yes, I'd never been given by work.
And I didn't want to do anything on I had a work phone and a work laptop. Both of those I didn't want to do anything on. So I organised my own phone, kept it a secret, like you would do if you were setting up a phone for having an affair or something along those lines, which is...
But yes, in a very naive way, you put my phone as a contact information. So they texted me saying your phone is ready to be collected.
I don't understand how that happened.
I don't know. So I remember coming to you.
I think I know what it is. I set your phone up.
What do you mean you set my phone up?
Your phone, when we first got it, your phone was in my name because I organised it for you. It wasn't in your name because it was.
I
I think it
yes.
was before you had your, even like bank accounts and jobs and stuff. Or not before you had a job, but it was quite early on, and I think I set it up in my name, which is why they had your contact number. So I
Okay.
organised a second phone from the same company, and they
Right.
sent a
That
text to
makes
that number.
sense.
It wasn't me. I wouldn't. It'd be stupid to put down your number as a contact number, but I think
No,
it was
that's
from the
what
same
I
account.
didn't want to use that word. I said naive.
That was stupid. So yeah, lots of stupid things. Okay, good one. Good one. Right, here we go. The breastplates, the boobs, everything,
All right.
etc., must cost a fortune. Is this a problem?
Well, you claim that you are earning the revenue.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if it covers all your cost, I don't mind. Now, I always trusted you with the money anyway, so you are not the one that starve us to death and spend all your money on anything personal. So,
I'm very fiscally responsible.
what?
Fiscally responsible.
What does that mean?
Sensible with money.
Yes.
So.
But it annoys me, generally because you bought so many things for Juliette, not for yourself. So it has nothing to do with money because you feel so excited about buying stuff for Juliette, not for yourself.
Yeah, it's true. I don't get, buying a suit. I find men's clothes boring. They're so boring.
Doesn't have to be a suit.
Yeah, but you can't buy like a really nice
I don't
men's
know.
clothing item, can you?
Yeah, you
What would
can.
you say is the snazziest, most amazing men's clothing item I could buy? A cravat.
No, nice, not 15-year-old shirts or t-shirts. Buy brand new nice t-shirts, shirts, since you are wearing very few amount of them, so you enjoy wearing them back to back. You can easily afford buying a very expensive posh shirt and a t-shirt, maybe 3 of each.
Yeah.
And then that would last you, what, 5 years?
That's the problem. I did that about 5 years ago. I'm still wearing the same ones. So I have some nice shirts. It's just they're hanging around.
No, well, the first ones are too big for you anyway, so you can't wear them. But I bet if you could get into them, and you can get. Yeah, I bet if they fit you, you will be still wearing them.
It's like my trousers. Those trousers that fit me now, those summer trousers, because they're so old. They look out of style because they're practically flared.
Yes, that's why you need to go and buy yourself new outfits.
I did. I just went and bought 2 pairs of silly, skinny drainpipe trousers like what the kids wear.
From Primark, weren't they?
Oh, where from? I think it's irrelevant to a change. I'll put it this way. I don't buy any clothes cheaper than I buy Juliette's clothes. Okay? That's all eBay shopping. When was the last time I bought a new dress or spent money on it? I don't spend anything more than £8-9. And I've converted you to it. Haven't I? Yeah, now you're a little eBay shopaholic, aren't you?
I finished all my money on eBay.
Someone, by the way, just to be clear, gets to sell all of my Juliette stuff and pocket the money to spend on herself. So much as we may talk about how I get to spend the stuff, anything that I have left over, someone sold 2 pairs of my boots and made, what, £80?
Somewhere, yeah.
Oh, don't we want to admit the actual number? Because was it more than that?
No, probably not somewhere around that.
£80 on eBay selling 2 of my old pairs of boots and then pocketed the money. So there are
Oh, no, hang on. No, don't say that I pocketed the money. I didn't do it sneakily. You said you sell them and keep the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Just so it wasn't like I refused to give it back to you.
Magnanimous and generous. That's what I am. I'm extremely magnanimous. So, yeah, look, it's not cheap, these things, but I cover them with the money that I make off of YouTube, just about.
Yeah, so I don't have any objections to that.
Okay, so finish off on this one, okay? So, for whatever reason, I keep saying so. Let's finish up on this question. I don't have the name because this was sent by someone whose name is __
Okay.
So that's about as much as I know. They asked a couple of questions which you'd kind of already answered, but one of the questions, which was any advice to a woman who has found out that their partner is a crossdresser? What advice would you have for a woman who's found out that their partner is a crossdresser?
Oh, I haven't sorted myself out the last 6 years, and I haven't dealt with it. I haven't managed to deal with it properly. So it is sad, but I don't see myself in the right position to recommend anything because I'm still struggling. If it makes sense.
So yeah, it makes sense.
So if I have sorted everything out, everything was in order, and I was like, oh, do this, do that. I recommend this and that. I can't. Sorry.
No, but then I think, but then your view is probably like most people's views would be, if you had sorted everything out in the last, let's say after 6 months, if you went, oh, this is amazing, this is the best thing ever, your advice would be kind of worthless to people, because if someone's struggling with this, then advice from someone who just adapted is kind of meaningless. It's like when someone asks me advice about giving up alcohol. My only advice is nearly drink yourself to death and get to the point where you either you die or you change, and then just wake up one day and change. So my advice to an alcoholic is, I could tell about what I tried, but all I can really tell them is hit rock bottom and decide not to drink again, and then never drink again for the rest of your life. It's not worthy advice, but you are still in this. So, for example, we've been going for 6 years now with this.
Yes.
And still going.
Yes, it is, but I mean, as you well knew, or as you well know, it wouldn't be going anywhere if we didn't have a child together. It probably wouldn't go anywhere if I felt more independent to continue living on my own. I don't want to sound as if like I am trapped in this, as a victim that I have nowhere to run. I have to live through this one way or the other. But if this was presented to me before we were married, I wouldn't go into it. But because we have, it's just tough because we have so much fun as friends, and we have a gorgeous child. I find it, so the roots are going in, it's difficult to pull it out. I don't know, I have days waking up feeling, what am I doing with my life? This is not something I am into. What is wrong with me? And I don't want to hear or see anything about this part of your life. And then most of the time I just block it and I don't think about it. And sometimes I see you and it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't get annoyed. And I say, okay, fine. And I carry on my time, but my day. But that's why I feel like I am not the best person to ask, because I still haven't figured out what am I doing.
So going back to the other question that we spoke about earlier, about going out together.
It was fun, but it was like going out with a friend. If I had a gay friend and I went out, I would have fun, but I wouldn't want him to be my husband. So I went out with you, had fun. It was interesting. I wouldn't mind doing that, but it doesn't make me feel like I'm out with my husband.
Yeah, it's fair enough. See, the problem for me is that as we've spoken about in the past, I always feel like I'm no different. Like I'm the same person you married, but it's more clear who I am, and it's more honest, and you know, there's that to it. But if I put it to you this way, okay, get rid of Juliette. Again, get rid of our daughter. Okay, so remove all those things from the equation. With how I am and how you are, without Juliette,
Okay.
do you still think we'd be together?
Yes. Without Juliette, yes.
So you think we'd still be a childless couple?
Oh, after 12 years?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. We probably would have, because before our child we had so much fun when I didn't know about your other part of life. So we like quite a lot of stuff. We share the joy of traveling around, going eating. So anyway, that we would be going around and having so much fun, I think.
As friends? Or as romantic?
I really don't know. It is very difficult to judge. I find it difficult to, what would you call it, foresee?
My thing is, if you separate Juliet out of it, so if you take Juliet completely out of the equation, leave me as I am without Juliet, okay, take away the fact that I'd be fat and unhappy, okay, so not only do I not have Juliet, but I also don't have the consequences of wanting to be Juliet, so take it away, and leave me as the relatively sarcastic, irritating, blah 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 type person who still wants their space, exactly the same person that caused those problems. I never see it that way, because I don't see Juliet as being the problem in our marriage. I don't see that. I don't think Juliet creates anything bad. I think I was wondering whether it's an easy thing to just pin things on, because if you think about it, take her away, and the issues we had in the early part of marriage were before you found out about these things.
Because we got married so quickly.
Yeah, well.
So it's supposed to be more like getting to know each other much better. Even if you had been dating for years, when you get married, moving together, things get different. It will be the same with even a friend. Sharing the same house is not easy.
Yeah, it wasn't easy at all for us. But
I don't think we were the only people like that. You adjust to each other's ways. I don't think anyone would move in together and everything is perfect.
It's odd for me to hear you say that, because when you came here, you did have that idea.
Yes, I had loads of different ideas when we were first together.
That was an adjustment. We had to go through a lot of adjustment.
Yes.
From what? Let's say our expectations were. But that's the thing. It's if you take Juliette out of the equation, take Juliette and our daughter out. Would we still be closer than we are now? Because I question that.
Take Juliet out, keep our daughter. It will be stronger, but take both off or take both out. I want to think that it would be better. I mean, better than now, but I might be wrong because it is. I haven't lived that, so I don't know.
That's interesting. I feel differently. Yeah, I feel like this is the authentic, not the authentic me, but it's an aspect of me. It's an aspect that needs to improve. Here's my point. Aside from body hair and eyebrows, okay, those two things, 6 days a week, I'm not Juliette. Leave those things aside. It's not like 6 days out of the 7, it's amazing. And 1 day a week, it's bad. The Juliette day today. It's not like that. So that's the bit I find odd is that.
No,
even though knowing it's there.
No, even though you're not dressed, you are on your social media.
Oh, not that often.
But every night watching TV, you have your phone checking out the messages, this and that.
To no greater extent than you're chatting with your friends.
Yes, but I'm trying to say that I am me every day, all the time. You don't block things and live like Juliette 1 day a week. You might not be getting dressed, but you continue other things.
But that's my social circle. Those are my friends.
Okay. As a Juliette.
No, as me, who is known as Juliette. As me, the human being, who is known in that world as Juliette, but still me, the human being. I can't type in a high voice. Type the same.
No. I haven't seen you texting around, chatting around as yourself since we have been together.
Who do you think's texting?
Not texting, whatever you call this social media.
That's my only group of friends.
Okay. So you say it is me. It is not you because you never did that before you opened accounts as a Juliette. Can I explain myself?
I never made friends until I was open about who I am.
Okay. Why? Oh.
And I'm sure you can see where I'm going with this. That's the thing, is that you view it as two different people, or it seems that way. And it isn't. It's me. So when you, that's
so
what
you
I
are
find
chatting
odd.
people who are open to talk about stuff like this.
Yeah, people who know me.
Right.
I couldn't be like this with Brian. I make up names for people who live in the village. I couldn't be like this with Brian and Godfrey. Okay, local dads in the village, because they don't know. So I can't be me. But the people who, so that's the problem, is that my social media accounts are all with people who know this part of me. Some of whom know me without the makeup, met me without the makeup. So they know me, all of me, like you do. But, for example, even tentatively, my brother-in-law tentatively would be getting into being in that circle. The closest thing I have to a real world person other than you and my daughter, who knows about me as a person altogether, is those people. That's it. There's no one else. So when you put it all together like that, it's incredibly difficult to think about. That's how I view it. It's not Juliette's social media, it's my social media, but that's why I don't view it any different to you texting your friends. You've got friends from, what, 30 years ago?
Yes.
I don't. I don't have any
But
friends
that's the
from...
thing, you know them all, you met them all. It is sad that we have a very different circle. I am not in your circle because I don't get it. I met the people I met, except one. They were all very nice people. And I was slightly annoyed that they were all nice because I was hoping that if they were unpleasant people, I could say, But they were very nice people. And I felt happy for you that you managed to meet nice people like them. But yes, our lives, my life, doesn't come across with theirs. We don't share anything. I'm completely out of that circle. Then it feels like we have totally different lives living in the same house.
Yeah. And I think, but if you wanted to address that and try and fix that, or if we said, okay, how do you fix that? The only way could be by being more open. More of your friends would have to know about Juliette. You'd have to come to more events when I'm out. You'd have to meet more people. We'd have to bring it closer together. You know, that's the choice that everyone, and going back to your question, that's the choice that everyone faces when you're in this situation. You either pull together or you drift apart. And we can struggle to pull together sometimes. And
I don't think I trusted only one of my friends who would understand this, which we end up telling, and who is absolutely cool with the situation and sportive and very understanding. I don't think I will get the same reaction from my few other friends. I know lots of people, but as a friend,
yeah, you're the close friends.
I wouldn't want to lose few people around.
Yeah, and I'm not so desperate to tell people that I would want to push that. I'm quite happy with it being a limited circle, but it's like a double-edged sword. I'm happy for it to remain a limited circle, but then you view that as being not. It's not, bound together enough. It's not. It doesn't overlap. Our lives don't overlap because we can't share it with those people, or you don't feel we've shared it with the people we feel we can share it with, and that's cool. But we don't socialize. We could socialize. We could invite a friend who knows to this and sit and do this and try and normalize it a little bit. Similarly, we could invite people over here, or you could come out to more things. It's always difficult. We know the main difficulty is with our daughter.
Yes.
So it's hard to go out together and normalize this stuff. Which is why I try to do stuff like this as often as we can, because
with our daughter, by the way, I don't want people to think that she has a problem with the situation. She's absolutely fine. It is just the word of mouth that if we socialize more, there will be more stuff that she can tell people.
if we want to go out for a night out, someone has to look after her. So then we have this whole logistical thing of how do we
That's
go out
another. But
together?
no, I was thinking about inviting people around,
Yeah, sure.
socializing. That she can easily say, "Oh, the other day we had these and these people around, so and so were
Yeah,
around."
she's been pretty good with what she knows so far. She doesn't blab her mouth off a lot. She's
Because the only thing she sees is you getting dressed
that
once
would
a
be enough,
week.
though, wouldn't it? You know, she could talk about that to anyone. So to me, she's been pretty trustworthy with what we shared with her.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think it's again, look, maybe we should come back to this advice for cross-dressing. Someone's found out about cross-dressing in the future because there's obviously, look, I think there's loads there that you could talk about, but it's the doubts, they're valuable. We're not, and I've said this repeatedly on videos. You don't embrace my cross-dressing. You don't embrace the genderqueer, trans, whatever you want to call it, side of my life. It's not something you would welcome. I know it's not something you would necessarily want to have. It's not your choice. You wouldn't
That
opt
is
for
the
this.
right way to say it. Is not my choice. Yes.
But
But I think because in generally in life, I am open. I have no problem with gay people, lesbians, all sorts of. Now it's a very long one.
LGBT.
TQ
Don't
and
forget the IA.
yeah, there's so
LGBT
many.
plus.
Yeah,
generally the
plus,
same.
plus. I have no problem, but choosing one of them as a husband is a different situation. So if I was one of those, I don't know, like homophobic person or against gays, this and that, we would be in a completely different situation. I bet it would be like I don't know, finding proof and taking custody of my child, running away and never letting her or him know about what was happening with the father figure. But because I am open to, I'm okay with it, I understand. I am trying to figure out how I can live as a wife of one of them.
Yeah. It's one of those checkpoints. Yeah, and at the same time, I'm trying to figure out how to be one. So it's kind of whether we're doing a brilliant job of doing it together, we kind of are, because you're working out how to be a wife, whereas I'm working out how to be me. At the age of 43. Anyway, so look, let's end things on a very very positive note. Okay, so let me ask you this question very quickly. This is from Jennifer Hopesafe. Would you want to renew our wedding vows with both of us wearing bridal dresses?
No.
There we go. Nice, easy one to to end on. I think I would have been able to answer that for you. Okay, so let's wrap things up. That was interesting. It's not all. I mean,
I wish we could have gone through more questions though.
To be honest, I'm surprised we got through that many.
Oh, okay.
Because some things you get, you have long sort of conversations about stuff. But okay, so thanks for doing this video. I hope this was useful to you. If you have any questions, then please do
start that again. I couldn't understand. You went like.
Okay. So thanks for Scotcho. So thank you for joining us here for this video. I hope this was useful to you. If you have any questions, then please let me know in the comment section down below. If there's any other questions you wanted to ask for my wife to answer in a future video, then please do let us know. If there's any detailed questions you want to send over, do so through the email address, which is julietteisnoir@gmail.com. And yeah, feel free to like, share and subscribe. Look forward to talking to you on the next video. Thanks as ever, and bye. Bye.